RJ Helms here, back with some more Let's Play OpenTTD. So in the last episode, we rebuilt this station to have some more platforms, and also started looking at what we want to do to replace these vehicles to get them to use some more conventional ones. And I had some trouble right at the end of the episode with the timetable for the conditional orders, so I just want to fix that. I did take some time between episodes to figure that out. So two things that I want to change first. This conditional order is wrong. I have it as more or equal to 0. And what I realized is that the remaining lifetime for this conditional jump never returns less than 0. If the vehicle is expired, or if the vehicle is old, it will just return exactly 0. So I want this to just be more than 0, and then vehicles that are past their lifetime will stop. And the other thing I wanted to do was fix the timetable. I was on the wrong track with this. These should both be not timed, and this should have the 25 days on it, because this will make it jump to the order and travel for 25 days. That way the 25 days will be traveled regardless of what the jump is. And so that should manage it perfectly. And then as the trains travel along, we should see this one, as it gets farther down to this side of the map, will stop in the station. And some of these ones will start expiring pretty soon too, and they'll do that as well. And we just need to keep this setup in place until all of these aero trains are out of service. They were great for the time, but now that we're a bit farther along and there's better fast vehicles available that just take conventional cars, we don't really need them anymore. I don't think we'll use them again. So with that out of the way, one thing I'm going to want to do, I realized, is expand these stations to be two tracks in each direction rather than just one. That's starting to be a bottleneck. And just that way it fixes the signal gap, because here I've got a one-tile signal gap, but then in these stations it's at best 5. In some of these places it's actually 6 or 7, depending on how the signals line up. So by doubling the stations I can cut that in half, so the stations will still be kind of a bottleneck, but less of one, which will improve that's the biggest next improvement I can make for the carrying capacity on these lines. And I want to do that on all of these lines, or all of these stations, and every platform on the main line here. I'll deal with that later, because I don't think it's necessary right this second. What I wanted to do, like I mentioned in the last episode, is actually get on expanding our network. And what I was thinking the best way to do that is to start with, from Heiligenhausen, build a line that goes through some of these towns, probably these 3, and actually I think I'm going to stop it in Niederstadt. This is kind of confusing that there's Niederstadt and Niederstedt right next to each other, but I think I want to end it here and actually get some train service to this town. I'm kind of regretting that I didn't buy some land, because it would be nice to actually hook it up right to this airport, but I don't think there's any way to make that happen. It's I'd have to just destroy way too much of the town to make that realistic. So I'm just going to build a new station and probably run another bus line connecting this airport to the new station that I built. So first things first, starting in Heiligenhausen, I can just build off this Ruhr station, but I am going to want to expand it for the same reason that I had 4 or 5 platforms on the Ruhrs on this line. I think I'm going to want to start with 4 here, so we'll build 2 more and join it up. On this side I can do that without any difficulty. On this side I'm going to have to do some pretty significant rebuilding to make it possible. So let's just get started on that. That's actually not too significant. I just have to pull this loop back. No, not back. Just destroy the station. Is that signal, sorry? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and then jog back to the existing track. signal this up. One more little straggler here. And pull that back, and that is that all signaled up. So it was actually pretty easy. And now I want to kind of just glom this line onto this existing railroad station. And that's easily enough done. So here I just want to split up and go out this way. And that'll be the exit, and then on the intake I just want to join up with one of these. Tracks in, probably this one. So I'm just going to back this up one tile and just have this split off right here. Now this is a little weird, but it should work just fine. Let's figure out how we want these to join up. Well, we want them to join up at this town. I'm actually going to just build this already with 4 platforms, 2 platforms in each direction. So if I say have it like this, then I just need to hook up these tracks to that station. And to whatever extent they play nicely together is fine. So this I'm going to pull up to here and then jog back. Yeah, that'll be fine. Like so, actually. Yep, just like that should be good. So make sure all my changes in level are at least 5 tiles apart, and it looks like they are. And this one can do something pretty similar. You can just jog over like that. And so this side is actually pretty much just a giant railroad station. It's going to hem in the town, but that's not a nightmare. Another possibility would be actually to have built the station over here and use bus service across the town to connect them, but I think this will be more efficient for throughput. And so let's continue this with building our stations. So I want another one here. I want one in this town, which could be, say, here. I just realized I'm using... No, that's not what I wanted. I did build it in the right place. I want it here. I did just realize I've been using... Oh, they're mad at me now. I've been using normal railroad, not electrified railroad, but that can be fixed pretty easily. That should be all electrified now. Yes, it is. To these stations as well. And then finally figure out where I want this station to be in this town. And I somewhat suspect I want it to be close to this, but also have it be a functional enough railroad, so let's put it... And the town will grow into it. So the exact location isn't super critical. What if I did say leveling here, and put the station itself, say right there. So I just have to join these up. It's a nice little game of connect the dots. You can get them out of my way now. So keeping up with the idea of... of the stations being the same the line's being the same on the other side, I want to come out the opposite side I came in, like this. And let's just look how this is going to work if I run it straight. Yeah, I'll just bulldoze through that. And then these can connect on the angle like that. Same thing, come with the other side on this station. And look at how we're going to get into this station. I'm just going to turn trees all the way off while I'm doing this, because they are pretty freaking dense. Okay, so that is up one, so if I just level that out so I don't have to worry about it. Let's join this up. This is basically just a big game of connect the dots. Bring it down. These are all at the same level. So I should be able to pull this back far enough to make a nice wide turn. That was actually a bit more perfect than I expected. Wonderful. Now on this side, come out over here. A 5-tile turn over to there. Let's pull this back and start thinking about how we're going to bring it into this station. So I know I'm going to want it like this. And then on the other side, like that. This I'm just going to keep turning for another 5, and it can join up with that. And you can have a nice wide turn back to here. Come down, do another nice wide turn, back up, and join up there. Okay, so there's all our stations. Now we play the signaling game. This is going to be a pass signal all the way up to here. Pass signal in, pass signal out. I'm just going to signal it as I go around, so pass signal in, pass signal out. Pass signal in, pass signal out, 120 clicks, up here, pass signal on the way in and on the way out, and on the way back, so your pass signal, make you a pass signal and signal the outside of this. I have the instinct that every time I place a signal it's going to be two-way, and so I click at least one too many times when I'm placing a pass signal. There we go, and this should take us right back to here, and these don't need any fancy signaling. Okay, and that's that all signaled up. That's great. So let's give these their names. Trevaux can be TRV. Nagoldholz can be NGH. Niederstedt can be... NDS is Niederstadt, so this can be NDT. I should make it NDE to remind me that it... NDE to remind me that it's Niederstedt. Then Kocherode Woods. I guess that means closer to this than to the town there. I guess that's right. But I am going to want this to be an NDS name. So I'm going to make it NDST for NDS transfer. Let's get a train on this. So make a group for it. This is going to be HGH to NDST. No, the fastest locomotive, which is the turbo train. Yeah, I'll go with the turbo trains, and then stock with high-speed cars up to 5 tiles, and then give it its orders. Perfect. Get the timetable autofilling, and you get started. These guys up permanently. And then my final bit of business is to put it in its group. And now we just watch and wait. One thing I know I want to do, I did see that this was waiting in the depot, so let's deal with him. Those cars are still good for me. Actually, no, they're not. They are the slower ones. I want the high-speed cars. 5 tiles long. And if this worked, it will have kept its orders and its spot on the timetable. So I can just get that right back in where it belonged. I'm getting some more ones that are old, so we'll start seeing that happen more and more. Sort by remaining lifetime. Yeah, it's only those two. We will start seeing the same thing being necessary on the other routes that are using these trains. I believe it's just the 2 HGH routes. Yes. But that is not my problem for now. So I can turn trees back on. I don't need that uber transparency. Let's get this looking nice and pretty. And now let's start worrying about local service for each of these towns. Set the local authority up here so I don't overspend on trees. Very poor. Poor. Mediocre. Yeah, see, once you get out of mediocre territory, the rating starts rising pretty quickly. So that services that. So this will be over here. You can be TRVC. Put down a depot. We know this drill. It is going to be a passenger train, highest capacity, and go for the prime ironwood, to there, autofill, get started. And while I wait for this to happen, I'll make a group for it. So this is local TRV. Here, and you belong in my local group. Next up is Nagold Holtz. These towns are tiny, tiny, tiny. But they'll grow. It's one of the things that's easy to get spoiled because we've got these monster towns of 23,000 people, 22,000 people. But if you go back to older episodes, you can see that they were also all kind of in the range of hundreds and thousands, 3 or 4 digit numbers. So this guy's ready to go, so let's put the slack in its timetable. And get it gone. And I have to butter up this local authority. I want the local authority up while I do this. mediocre. I'll go for the same pattern. These towns are just 2 square blocks. This works well enough. Okay, so close all those. NGHC. Prime Ironwood. I built the wrong kind of stations there, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Just for this one, actually. There's no bus station here. It's a train station. Oh, I'm not in the removal mode. Oh lord. I'm having trouble. There we go. I think I built a bum station up here. Yeah, I did. Okay. Let's try it again. So, NGHC, NGH, timetable, autofill. Get started. Local NGH group. And next town is Niederstedt. So, oh, and they're mad at me too. Not surprising. Put the slack in this timetable. Get you out of the way. These timetables that only take a couple days are easy to do. And I want the local authority up on this. Very poor. Poor. Perfect. So try this one. Don't need you up anymore, I don't need you up anymore, I don't need you up anymore. And now where do I want this guy to go? Like right here. And I can put the depot right there. So you are NDEC. Prime Ironwood, go to there, timetable autofill start. Local NDE. You're in the local NDE group. Keep up. This timetable's ready as well, but we'll deal with it in a moment. And last is NDST. So this one, I want these, and I'm just going to connect it up to that station that already exists. Let's build some more of these grids just so that the vehicle can take its most efficient path. I'm actually going to look at this. I want to expand this station, I think. Two more bus stations here like that. I'm going to give this its own depot. Now what's the difference in capacity? Okay, it's barely anything between the Clydesdale and the Prime Ironwood, and the Prime Ironwood's a lot faster, so I'm glad I didn't go with those. Autofill. You can start. Let's think about what group we want to put this in. I want to call it group. Do I have a convention for that? I'm going to call it, actually name it what it is, so NDS to NDST, just so I know that it's not a conventional local service. Okay, and these timetables are ready, so let's get them slackified. So you can be lost. Let's give this guy 6 days in each town. And and add 1 day of slack for each each actual travel time. Days, 12 days, 13 days, 18 days. Great. And this guy's ready as well, so let's give him his slack. Let's see what we've got waiting in the station. Almost nobody. What about in this one? So I'm starting to get passengers who want to go via NDST. Let's see where they're going. So they've kind of quickly glommed onto the fact that this is a fast route to HGH. Before, a passenger would have to go down to ABG, over to here, and up to there. So that demand, we're going to start seeing show up on this route, and we might also see the same thing down in some of these stations. If I look here, for example, there's a bunch going to NDS. They haven't shown up yet. By destination, maybe? Destination via source? Well, MSB, MLB. Oh, MSB is way down here, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, never mind. So I think I'm just about done here. There's one last thing I want to do, which is, first of all, I want to get this timetable. I was going to pause so I can catch this one on its way in. Because now that that slowest train is gone, I can start getting this timetable working. So I'm going to keep the waiting times intact. I'm going to clear these travel times, because that train that I removed, the train 1, was the slowest train in my system. So with it gone, there's too much slack in this timetable. I'm going to clear this and have some non-destructive autofill. Because with this running, I can improve the amount of time, just tighten up the timetable quite significantly. I actually don't think I need to wait for this to run, because you can see here, things are showing up as not timetabled. So once that's just actually fully in there, I've got amounts that I can then base my slack on. But I'm going to wait. I might do that between episodes rather than have some time in the video of waiting for this number to come up and type in numbers. So I'm going to end this here, just pay off my loan completely, and that'll be it. In the next episode, we'll want to balance out our capacities on these new lines. You can already see this is overburdened. This is still overburdened, and there's a number of other changes to make. So in the next episode, it'll probably be just some capacity balancing, and I might do the same thing of doubling up these tracks in all these stations before I expand further. But we'll deal with that when the time comes. Before I get that started, like I say, I am going to fill in this timetable and take things from there. But until then, thanks so much for watching. I've been RJ Helms. This has been Let's Play OpenTTD. Please leave a comment if you have any feedback for this video, or have any suggestions, something you'd like to see. And don't forget to like the video or subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.